Right, I've just had my level 5 to 4 observation back and it's not all plain sailing. Today, I'm breaking it down for you. The good, the bad, the ugly, and that dogzo that should have been a red situation. This game was a Hellenic League Division 1 game, so step 6 between Chipping Sodbury and FC Stratford. This was a big one for me because I've never officiated at this level and I'm attempting to get promoted from level 5 to level 4. For this, I need 4 observations and I'm going to show you today how referees are assessed. So this is what your report will look like. You'll have the FA badge, FA observer report, level 5 to 4, etc. And then it will give you a report overview. So this will basically just explain the competition, who the teams are, the date, the kickoff time, all that sort of stuff. And then you'll see your name and then your observer's name. When you're getting observed, you'll be observed on 5 key areas of being a referee. Number 1 is application of law. Number 2 is your decision-making accuracy. Number 3 is match control. Number 4 is positioning, work rate and fitness. And number 5 is communication and teamwork. Each one of these is weighted slightly differently, so it's given slightly more importance than others, and I'll put those weightings next to them here. You'll also be rated from 0 to 10 based on your performance in these areas. 0 to 6 means that you've had more than one major development point in that area of the observation. 6.5 means you've had one major development. 7.0 means you are expected of expected standard. 7.5 means you are above standard expected. 8 means you are outstanding, and 8.5 to 10 means that you've had some incredibly challenging situations and you've dealt with them above the expected standard. So let's dive into section 1. Correct identification of match-changing situations and offences along with correct and consistent application of law. Major development 6.5. As we agreed at the post-match briefing, there was one key match incident in the match. You were in a good position to award the free kick in the 21st minute when the home goalkeeper recklessly challenged the away forward on the edge of the penalty area. He was the last offender. It was dogzo. The away forward was going to score. You were of the opinion he'd lost control of the ball. I was in no doubt that the away forward would have scored had he not been impeded. The home goalkeeper should not have been cautioned and he should have been sent off. So for those of you that watched last week's video, you'll know exactly what we're talking about here. And if not, here's the clip. Now, as I said during my analysis of last week, and I won't go into it in too much detail here, if you want to see that analysis, I'll put a link in the description below. I was under the impression that the attacker had lost control of the ball. I don't think he was going to regain control, and so I gave a yellow card as this didn't meet all the criteria for dogzo. The observer is of the opinion that he will have had control of the ball and it should have been a red card, and so he's given me a major development here. Do I agree? No. Does it matter? No. This is football. There are lots of different opinions. As you'll see in the comments section of the last video, there's lots of people that believe it's yellow. There's lots of people that believe it's red. But as I said, the thing I was most happy about is that I've gone through the correct process to get to the decision. Whether it's right or wrong, we don't know, but I made the best decision that I thought in the moment, and so I'm happy with that. 1.2, consistent and credible disciplinary sanctions, meeting the needs of the game and player management, whilst demonstrating effective cautioning techniques, above standard expected, 7.5. As discussed and agreed during the post-match briefing, you administered 5 cautions in a high-tempo, fast-moving game. You cautioned the home goalkeeper in the 21st minute, the away 9 in the 49th minute, the away 7 in the 64th minute, the home 10 in the 83rd minute, and the away 4 in the 90th minute, all for reckless challenges in an evenly matched physical contest. So I've been given a major development because he believes I've got the dogzo wrong. However, I've been given above standard expected for the way in which I've handled all of the cautions during the game. And as that tackle in the 21st minute by the goalkeeper was reckless, I've still been marked up as above standard expected for that. 1.3, demonstrates awareness of when appropriate to use the range of management techniques available before resorting to formal disciplinary action, i.e. step process. I've got expected here 7.0, and that's because there wasn't really much opportunity to use stepped approach. Most of the yellows I gave were for reckless challenges, so there wasn't really an opportunity to use that stepped approach. 1.4 provides leadership to ensure that technical area and touchline occupants behave responsibly and in accordance with the laws of the game and competition rules. Standard expected. This was managed well with good support from your assistant referee. It absolutely was. This was not something I really did throughout the game. My assistant Stu was absolutely brilliant and he took a lot of heat off the benches for me. And so I completely understand why that is standard expected. I didn't really deal with the benches My assistant did it for me, and I'm grateful for that. So we'll jump into the scores at the end. For now, let's go to section 2. Decision-making accuracy. 2.1. Consistent and credible recognition of careless and reckless challenges, including simulation. Above standard expected. Your recognition of penal offences throughout the match was consistent. This enhanced your relationship with the players. Good examples: careless challenges by away 7 in the 13th minute and home 10 in the 23rd minute, and the reckless challenges which you correctly cautioned for as documented above. 2.2. Correct recognition and application of the advantage clause in accordance with laws of the game, e.g. when the non-offending team have a clear and immediate attacking opportunity or a clear benefit over the offending team. Expected. You played a good advantage to the home team in the 30th minute in the attacking third, giving them an opportunity which they appreciated. You also played another good advantage to the away team in the 50th minute in the attacking third. Now, why, if I've given 2 good advantages, is it expected? Because there was also occasions where I didn't give advantage where I could have. So yes, I've had 2 good examples, but I can remember 2 examples of where I could have played advantage and I didn't, so I can understand why that's expected. 2.3, any other situation which has not been included in either section 1.1 or 1.2 where law has been applied correctly or incorrectly. So just expected, as we've covered everything. Section 3, match control. Identifies and works with players, not necessarily the captains, should conflict arise, managing player frustrations. 7, expected. It was good to see you working with the players to build a relationship and enhance your match control. More dialogue with players off the ball and when managing throw-ins will enhance your match control further. It's fair enough. The thing that's difficult with this is I have lots of small words with players off the ball in between breaks of play that are very difficult for people to recognize. I also made a big effort to manage throw-ins in this match, but I obviously didn't make a big enough effort. I think I've spoken with people before. My overall showmanship as a referee is lacking, so it's not always immediately obvious when I'm talking to players or when I'm making a point of something. I try and be quite, what's the word, discreet when I'm talking to players sometimes, but maybe I need to make this a bit clearer so that it can be seen by not just the observers, but everybody watching, right? The fans and the managers and all of that sort of stuff. 3.2, displays empathy for the game, recognizing potential threats and minimizes misconduct through effective management, adapts refereeing style and management to suit game situations. For example, temperature, player attitudes, score lines, match demands. 7.5, above standard expected. You worked well with the players, recognizing when to step in and exert your control and when to let the match flow. In the 11th minute, you had a clear and visible public word with the away 11 for his careless challenge. You maintained a consistent level in dealing with players' frustrations throughout the match, and when the game temperature increased, especially when you did not dismiss home goalkeeper in the 21st minute for Dogzo, you remained confident and dealt with the away players' frustrations and protests assertively and with a calm, no-nonsense demeanour. So again, I got marked down for the actual decision, but then I've been marked up for the way I dealt with this situation. So I don't want to get hung up on whether the observer thinks I'm right or wrong. The fact is, he thinks I got a decision wrong, however, he thinks I dealt with it really well, and so I've been marked up elsewhere. So it all swings in roundabouts. 3.3, effective management of misconduct should it occur, including mass confrontation. This includes using advice from other match officials where appropriate to ensure correct formal disciplinary action and restart of play. I didn't really have these sorts of situations, so 7, standard expected. 3.4, management of player injury. Players leaving the field of play, ensuring a safe and sensible return to the field of play, making sure that they have no clear impact on active play. Standard. I'm not really sure here what would get you an above standard expected. I had 2 situations where I had head injuries. They went off the pitch. I didn't call them back on until play was away from them. I guess that is just expected at that level anyway, so I'm not really sure what you'd have to do. Maybe it would have to be something like a blood injury or something like that, which would, need more involvement from you as the referee. 3.5, effective management of all restarts, particularly attacking free kicks and penalty kicks in accordance with laws of the game. Standard expected. Again, I think this is difficult. I don't really see how you get extra marks. I had a few drop balls, indirect free kicks, but I'm not really sure what would warrant a higher mark here. If anyone knows, let us know in the comments so everybody can know and learn. Section 4, positioning, fitness and work rate. 4.1, demonstrates high levels of work rate, appropriate running, including sprinting, moves effectively to obtain optimum viewing angles, works physically hard for the entire duration of the game. 7.5, above standard expected. You showed a good work rate, ensuring that you never far behind play. This enhanced your view of the players, the ball, and the active assistant referees. This enabled you to be close enough to deliver credible decisions and correctly award throw-ins when your AR was in doubt, as in the 38th and the 77th minute. I'm really happy with this. I haven't posted much about it on the channel, but I've been working quite hard over the summer to make sure I'm in the best kind of physical shape that I can be in, and it's really nice to see that it's paying off. 4.2, achieves a credible distance from play without impacting play and without invading players' space. Demonstrates the ability to be within proximity of play. Again, 7.5 above standard expected. You worked hard to be in position to reinforce your decision making without impeding the player's space. This enhanced your decision making. When the players appealed and when you dismissed their claims, for example, home 9 in the 5th minute and away 8 in the 42nd minute, and I dealt with that with confidence. So that's, yeah, really great to hear. Again, I want to be up with play, I want to be able to make good decisions, and obviously I don't want to get in the way of the match, so great. 4.3, can demonstrate an awareness of those situations which may lead to a match-changing situation and move into a credible position. 7.5 again, above standard expected. You were in a credible position to award or dismiss offences outside and inside the penalty area. Your positioning in the attacking third on the edge of the penalty area enhanced your decision making in the 13th and 28th minute, awarding a foul to the away team and dismissing claims for a foul by the home team respectively. Your movement and positioning enhanced this. Again, really happy with that, above standard expected. I think this is interesting. It's not just saying that you get into a credible position all the time, but you can demonstrate awareness of when match-changing situations can happen. So for example, the defender miscontrols the ball. Okay, are you then sprinting in as there's a high possibility of turnover of possession? And I really like that they are assessing on this, because you shouldn't be penalised just because a match-changing situation doesn't happen. If you can recognise that it might happen in a certain scenario, you can get marks, and I think that's a good way to do it. Section 5, communication and teamwork. 5.1, effective, clear and approved signals, use of voice and whistle, arm signals, etc. 7.5 above standard expected. All signals were delivered with clarity, in accordance with laws of the game, and maintained for an appropriate period of time, supported by appropriate use of the whistle. Good tone to denote the seriousness of the offence. You confidently blew your whistle and reinforced your decisions for careless challenges in the 12th and 75th minute with good positive dialogue to the players involved. Really happy with this. When I first started refereeing, I actually got picked up on the fact that my whistle was really quiet. And so one, I bought a better whistle, the Fox 40 Sonic Blast, which you can get at Ref Stop, by the way. And then also practice blowing my whistle. Sounds ridiculous, but there's a real technique to it. So I'm glad that the assessor has picked up on the fact that my whistle tone is better than average, which is, yeah, is great. 5.2, develops and maintains approachable relationships, receptive to appropriate level of interaction with players and staff without threat to match control and authority. Yeah, just standard 7.0 expected. I can understand why it's not there. There wasn't high levels of kind of dissent or interactions with people, so I can see why that's expected. 5.3, displays professionalism, self-control, calm but assertive body language that demonstrates authority and confidence but not arrogance. Above standard expected, 7.5. When players challenge your decisions, you remained calm and confident with positive body language. In the 25th minute and 39th minute, when away 9 appealed for the push and the home captain appealed for a foul in the 70th minute, you remained calm and focused. And when the away players called for the home goalkeeper to be sent off in the 21st minute, you remained calm and managed their protest confidently and assertively before restarting the match. Again, I got marked down for the decision itself, but a lot of what has happened in other areas of the game has allowed me to get marked up in another area. So really, really happy with that. 5.4, works effectively with assistant referees, club or neutral, including eye contact, recognizing when to facilitate face-to-face dialogue, provide support when appropriate. 7.5 above standard expected. On the day, you performed very well as a team. The interaction and body language between all three officials contributed to the correct decisions with very little protests. It was good to see you reinforce your AR decisions in the 11th and the 45th minute when he was better placed to judge the throw-in. There's also another example of this where there was a reckless tackle and my AR was flagged for the foul and I didn't, and then I've gone with him. So really happy we got above standard expected for that. And yeah, massive thank you to my ARs that day for doing such a good job, because it's massively, massively helped me here. So that's it. Those are the 5 criteria. Let's jump into the score. So section 1, application of law, I've got a total mark of 28 for a weighting of 6, which gives me a total score of 16.8. Section 2, decision-making accuracy, I've got a total score of 21.5, which is weighted at a 6 for an overall score of 12.9. Section 3, match control, I've got an overall mark of 35.5 with a weighting of 5, so for a score of 17.75. Section 4, positioning, fitness and work rate, I've got a mark of 22.5 with a weighting of 5 for a total score of 11.25. And then section 5, communication and teamwork, I've got a mark of 29.5 for a weighting of 4.5 for a total score of 13.275. Adding these all together, this gives me a total score of 71.97. Really happy with this in general. To get promoted from level 5 to level 4, you need 4 observations that average a mark of over 71.5. So a really great start to the year. A great experience. I hope this has helped. If you've got an observation coming up, you now know what you're going to be assessed on. Best of luck out there. I'll see you next week.